Is coming to US or any other foreign country for your master a good idea? And when I say masters, I am talking about either data science or computer science masters. I have been living in US for past 13 years. I have many friends who have done studies here, and based on that I will give you an honest opinion on whether you should come to US for masters. So US still even today remains the land of opportunity. US has majority of the software product companies, Google, Amazon, Facebook, they all are here. So coming here for master for data science or software engineering study is definitely a good idea, because once you finish your masters you get 3-year OPT. So one of the issues that people have with coming to US is whether I will get H1B or not. H1B is a work visa which you need in order to work here after your studies. But the good thing is once you have a STEM degree, you get 3-year OPT. During that time duration, you don't need H1 visa, but you need a job. So after your masters are over, all you need to do is get a job and you can work for 3 years without H1B. Now there are many companies who do not file H1B, okay, but if you have OPT they will easily hire you, okay. So after studies 3 years, all you need is a job. You don't have to worry about H1B. Of course people try to file H1B multiple times during that 3 time period, because that's your end goal, because after 3 years if you don't get H1B you have to go back to your country. Worst case, even if you don't get H1B, you have to go back to your country. Within 3 years, you would have earned enough money to cover your tuition fees for your masters. And also you would have gained a valuable experience, which looks pretty good on your resume. If you have 3 years experience working for US companies, it's gonna look awesome. So even if you go back to your home country, it will help you in career. The only downside would be, what if after your masters you don't get a job at all? I know majority of the people, they get the job. If you're super dumb and unlucky, only then you will not get a job. There are tons of job available. Even after COVID, actually after COVID, the engineering jobs, especially software, has only increased. So there are huge opportunities. So only if you are either very unlucky or because of some other reasons, let's say you don't know coding that well, you might not get a job. In that case you would have paid a lot of money as your 2 years study here in US. Now you're going back with all the debt. But we have to be ready for that worst case scenario. If I say, okay, tomorrow are you going to be alive, well, there is still a slight possibility that you might not be alive. So you have to be ready for that worst case, but just make your decision based on the probability. The probability that you won't get a job at all is quite low if you are decent and if you are doing studies in software engineering or data science fields. The bright side, however, is that let's say you get a job, your H1B is filed and that part is taken care of. Now you can work for big companies, you can work with smart people. Or if you are living on East Coast or West Coast, there are many product-based companies. And by the way, getting into product-based companies like Apple, Google, Amazon is not that hard, by the way. It used to be hard, I think few years back, but due to recent surge or recent demand for these companies need many people. They have expanded their workforce exponentially, but in US the problem is supply and demand. They don't get that many talented engineers. So nowadays I think they have lowered their hiring bar. Don't get me wrong, I mean the interview in Google or Apple is still gonna be hard, but it is not as hard as it used to be, because they need to expand their teams so rapidly and they're not finding good people, okay. For that reason it's not very hard to get into these companies. And there is a website called teamblind.com. If you go to this website, you will see all the offers and packages that people get. I was reading through some post on Team Blind, and a person who had, I think, 1 or 2 years experience, he got like $200,000 offer in some company in California. So as a fresher, If you are in East or West Coast, you can get $100,000 offer easily, $100,000 a year. If you go into product-based companies, it could be even 150 or it could be 200. If you are in other part of the US, of course the salary will be lower. You get maximum salary either in California or in the New York region. If you gain experience, right? Let's say you are having experience of 4 to 5 years and you are in Silicon Valley. A decent engineer with 4 to 5 years experience in Silicon Valley working for a product-based company would be making more than $300,000 easily. 300, 350. If you have 10 plus experience, people make up to $500,000. I'm telling you, this is all truth, because I have many friends who are working for big product-based companies. They are even managers in these companies like, Apple and Amazon. And I know that this is the fact. Now, the package that you get is not, you don't get all the money as cash. There are RSU or restricted stock units that you get. So let's say you get hired in Apple as a 4-year experienced engineer. Your salary might be $200,000 base salary. They might give you another, let's say, like $500,000 stock options, which will, or let's say they give you $150,000 stock option in the beginning. And these stock options are something you cannot sell in 1 year. You can sell it in a 4-year. So let's say in first year you get 150 divided by 4, whatever that number is. But the second year, during your appraisal, you get similar amount. So effectively, you get package around $350,000 with 4 to 5 years experience in product-based companies. You can even get more if you are, let's say, machine learning engineer. I was reading one post again on Team Blind where I think 7-year PhD in machine learning, 7-year experience, that person got an offer of $700,000 a year in Google. $700,000 a year. People make that kind of crazy amount of money in US, and that's why I say that US was and will remain the land of opportunity. So if you want to build that kind of career, of course you come here, you have to work hard, you have to prove yourself, you need to have a discipline, and you need to network with people. There are so many things, of course, like getting to that level where you are earning more than $500,000 requires some work, but it is certainly possible. So so if you have any doubt that, okay, COVID has come and should I come to US, like, don't have doubts. Like, there is a demand for talented people everywhere in the world. Doesn't matter if it's a recession or if economy is growing rapidly. One other good thing that has happened in 2020 election is the new government that has been selected is immigration friendly. The previous administration was not that much immigration friendly, but new government is immigration friendly. So if you're coming here, you will probably have some benefit from the policies of government. One other factor which is very important that you need to consider is your personality and your social situation. There are many people who are, let's say, who are the only child of their parents, and they want to live with their parents when their parents grow older, or in general, they want to be with their parent because they are the only child. For cases like this, it becomes a little hard because many times people say, okay, I'll come to US, stay there for 5 years, earn some money, go back. Look, that doesn't happen, okay? 99.99% people who are saying that I will go to US, stay there for 5 years, come back, they don't come back. This is the fact. I have been in this country for past 13 years. I have seen hundreds of people talking about that, oh, we will go back to our home country, India, or whatever that country is. I know only one person who has gone back, 1 or 2%, hardly. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen. There are strong-minded people who are very clear about their priorities in life. They go back. But other people, they don't go back. You come here, you start earning green currency dollars. It's so lucrative. You build nice home, you get married, you have kids. Now you want to go back, but your wife don't want to go back. Gets complicated, guys. So if your social situation is such that you don't want to stay in foreign countries for a long time, I don't recommend coming here. Of course, you can work for some international company based in your country and you can travel here, for 2 months, 6 months, whatever. But thinking of coming here permanently, going back after 5 years, don't try to fool yourself. That's not gonna happen. Alright, so I hope this video was useful. If you are having any questions on studies in US or any confusion, post in a video comment below. I try to answer most of the comments which come in a first week after posting this video, so I'll try my best to reply to your question. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might be looking for an advice on their studies abroad. The other thing I forgot to mention was I talked about only US. The other good option is Germany. There is a nice YouTube channel called Bharat in Germany. I'm gonna post a link in the video description below. The studies they say in Germany is free. I don't know how true that is. Bharat in Germany channel has a special video on it, so check it out. Germany might be a good option as well. There are other options such as UK, Australia, and New Zealand. I don't know much about those countries, so yeah. So do your research properly and then make an informed decision. I wish you all the best.